everyone, this is High Priestess Tana. Thank you for tuning into Tana Temple Healing Works, and I hope that everyone is having a beautiful day today. The weather has been a little crazy here in Michigan, a lot of snow and ice, but this is that time of the year, and it's been a lot of salt being put down. I prefer to use the ice melt actually here at our house, but yeah, on the streets they're using a lot of ice. I'm sorry, a lot of salt. Yeah, let's get started. So I hope that everyone is being safe as usual, staying calm and collected, not letting anything silly get to you. You know, people are crazy, y'all. We are living in some very trying times, and trust me, you're not alone. So that's why I wanted to do a New Year reading for 2026. Oh my goodness, my damn alarm going off. This is like, I had an interruption before, which made me start the video over before, but I'm had to disable this damn alarm. Y'all, but it wasn't bad because it's a good person that contacted me. So, yeah. Anyway, I would like to know what is in store for the collective in 2026. Let me do that again. What is in store for the collective in 2026, Holy Spirit? Also, if you would like to purchase a reading, the information will be in the description box below. If you would like a personal reading, Holy Spirit, we got a jumper. So we have, what is this? The Seven of Swords in reverse. Okay, so with the Seven of Swords in reverse, and this is really what I think a theme that a lot of people have been going through here lately. Um, you probably was dealing with someone that was deceptive. You found out about it, and this person has been exposed. Either you could have found out some clues or some found some evidence about this person, but I do feel like this person is really, really deceptive. They may have cheated on you, they may have stolen from you, and I feel like once you found out what they were up to, their hidden motives and agenda, you walked away from them, or they could have also dismissed themselves because they found out that you were onto what they were doing, right? I'm going to just keep pulling from the top. So we have the Four of Pentacles. Now, I do feel like some people could be holding on to their money very tightly because you may not know what is in store next. Like, you may be working at a job that is very challenging, and I feel like you don't know if one day, like for example, your job could be laying off people left and right. Your job could possibly just be terminating people just for shits and giggles. You could also be dealing with a situation where you could be holding on to money for the simple fact that someone could have stolen from you. Someone could have also went into your bank account and they could have hacked your account or your credit card or something, and it could be like an identity theft situation. I'm picking that up as well. But you could have also had a lover who took you to the cleaners, quote unquote, and took your money out of your account. You could be going through a messy divorce or a messy separation of some sort with a partner. But yeah, I feel like you're holding money very tightly to you. To yeah, holding on very tightly to the money, and you don't want to let go any penny that you don't have to. You don't want to release not one penny unless it's mandatory, unless it's about bills or paying rent or mortgage or something like that, or your daily necessities. You need food if you're not on government assistance, or I don't know. Everyone's situation is different. If you are getting government assistance, that is nothing to be ashamed of at all. We all go through tough times. It's not like you're trying to make a career out of that shit. Now you have to work, if even if you're trying to get benefits. So that's like mandatory. You have to work so many hours to still be able to maintain getting your food benefits, or whatever the case, if you're getting Medicaid or something. But I feel like this sense of holding on tight, you could be guarding your heart because you got messed over by someone who you really loved. Okay, we have Four of Wands. This is the marriage card. So I'm getting that, yeah, there definitely could have been some type of deception in a marriage here. This is like also I'm getting like if you work somewhere, if you are at a job that's pretty good, you have a close knit type of bond here with this group of people. They're like your tribe or community. You may feel like you all are soulmates and y'all are attached to the hip with each other, or attached at the hip with each other. And I feel like it's some stability there, and y'all just look out for each other. It's very easygoing, cheerful. Y'all may laugh and talk a lot. Y'all may be celebrating a birth or something. I feel like somebody in your inner circle, this could be you. I feel like somebody is either about to get married. If they're not married already, they're about to get married, or they're engaged. Or if somebody at your job is probably going to tell you this, like, hey, guess what? I just got engaged this weekend or something, or we just got married, we eloped or something. And they could also be struggling with holding on to their money as well. I'm picking that up. But there's a lot going on in the situation. But I do feel like someone was being sneaky behind the scenes with this Seven of Swords in reverse, but their tactics have been exposed. And we're going to keep pulling. But it's something going on here. And this could be like, okay, with this Four of Wands too, and with the Four of Pentacles, I feel like your heart could be guarded too, because um or you could be staying in a situation because of the lack of financial security that you may have, or that person may have. They could be like, they could have been sticking around with you because you provided financial security, and their money could be tight. But let's go. We got the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Yep, somebody got some type of financial issues. And I feel like they're losing a grip on their life and possibly reality because things feel chaotic. I feel like somebody is also just trying to be in a relationship with someone. This person could be in a relationship with you, um, because they lack the finances. But I do feel like if this person is, if you or another person is married or something like that, to someone else, I feel like things are not good because this person is not prioritizing you. And they may have to, you may have to work a lot to make ends meet. Or they could be working and not getting paid or something. And or you could feel this way, like you're working a lot, you're not getting paid. Like I said, Four of Pentacles, you're holding on to every dime, nickel, penny, dollar that you have, quarter, or whatever you have, because you have so much going on. You know, you got other responsibilities, right? You may have children. You have to take care of your bills. You have to take care of your personal needs or necessities, and as well as get toiletries and all this other stuff. And to just to survive, you have to put gas in your vehicle. You have to pay mortgage or rent or whatever, light and gas bill, water bill. We have the Eight of Wands in reverse. So yeah, I feel like there's no action between you and whoever this is. I'm picking up on. There's no action. I feel like there's an imbalance here with the connection. I feel like someone else could have chose someone over you while they were pretending to be in a stable connection with you, and or marriage, or engagement or whatever, if that's a fiance or a fiance. But something's going on here. Something's going on here. But I feel like you're probably no contact with this person right now. Whatever went down, it's a lot going on here, y'all. Bear with me. I need my coffee. I be doing some hood shit. Y'all already know what it is. I've been holding this damn coffee for what, 5 minutes. I was like, shit, I gotta get all the messages out. I know y'all like High Priestess Tana crazy as hell. Hey, if you know me, you know me. Period. Um, the Eight of Wands in reverse is also giving me that you may not be exchanging text messages and or phone calls with this person. If they sent you DMs, you probably not responding to that shit because you're over it. You're like, okay, you're getting on my nerves. You didn't make me a priority like I did with you. You went off to somebody else. And check this out. I wouldn't even be surprised if they are having financial problems because they were trying to be more than what they were, okay, or more than what they are, and they basically had to go behind your back and do some old sneaky shit to try to get extra money. And that could have been even asking you for extra money, like, hey, baby, I need a couple more dollars to do this and that. But really, they was using that extra $50 to spend on somebody else. Oh, baby, we about to go to the movies. They could be talking to the mistress or the side piece or whoever. It doesn't matter. But and going out with this person, or they act like they in a bind or something, but really they could have they could have been in a bind now because that person could have been depleting them of their finances. Yeah. I don't know why I'm thinking somebody could be having a baby shower soon. But yeah. And I hope that things aren't getting too out of hand because this could also indicate that it could be some type of, abuse or something going on too that could be getting out of hand, chaotic. And hey, you got to call the laws on motherfucker to do what you got to do, period. We have the Nine of Cups in reverse. Um, okay, dreams ain't coming true, stuff not what you thought they were. You found out that this person is a snake or a scumbag, and they really shattered your dreams into a million pieces. Okay. You thought this person was the ideal man or woman or however, but I'm not getting that. You could have found out that this person is a con artist or con artiste, as I like to play around and say. This person is a thief. They could have not only stole your heart, but they could have stole some money from your bank account too, and or your pockets or credit card. They could have been making purchases with your credit card or your check card or something to take care of somebody else, and that's sad. We also have the Ten of Swords in reverse. Paired with this Four of Pentacles, I just feel like you have been destroyed by this person to a certain extent because of the betrayal. Betrayal that you found out about them. That's why your heart is guarded because you could be afraid to open your heart to someone else because they did you so dirty, y'all. You could be slowly healing from this whole situation, but it's taking time because it hurts like hell when you thought you could trust someone and they're out here being a whole complete jackass, jackass 2.0, you know. They don't have any respect for you at all because they don't have respect for themselves. And my thing is that you're going to come out stronger. You're not totally defeated by this, but I think you still are getting a better grasp or understanding of what really happened, what really occurred behind the scenes, because you're still getting parts of the story. You're like getting the story in doses, or understanding the reality of the situation in doses. We have King of Wands paired with the Four of Wands. It's definitely giving me someone. Let's see. You know what I'm getting, y'all? Somebody could have been acting like they were single out here in these streets. Meanwhile, they were in a whole marriage or a whole relationship with someone. But they could have been living life like a single man. Okay, I'm getting that strongly. Somebody who they were messing with, this could be a side piece of whomever. They could have asked him, "Baby, are you with somebody?" No, I ain't with nobody. I'm a single man. I'm doing me. You know what I'm saying? I got a hole here, got a hole there. Whatever. Maybe not that blunt, but y'all get it. That's basically what they should have just said. I was watching the singer Neo, with singer slash producer slash songwriter Neo, right, on the Sherry Show, and she comes on Channel 2 at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or East whatever, Eastern Daylight Time, EDT, whatever. And she was talking to him, and she asked him about him being in a polyamorous relationship, and he basically said, hey, he had went to the woman who he had been kicking it with for a while, and he asked her, was it okay to bring these other two women in? But see, that type of situation is different when you're in a polyamorous relationship, or open relationship as well, versus someone who's pretending to be single, because he said he was lying to women that he was supposedly in love with, or married to, or in a serious relationship with before, but now he's just living his truth. This person I'm picking up on in this spread is not living their truth. Let's keep pulling. Yeah, the moon in reverse. They're not being completely transparent with you, or they had not been transparent with you. But like I said, it is leaving you confused from an intuitive standpoint, because your intuition is throwing you off. Like, you're not tapping into your highest level of discernment, because you're so distracted by this whole situation with this person. They lie so much. I feel like they lie. I feel like this man is arrogant, very confident, sometimes overly confident, whoever this is. And they like, it's giving me the energy of, I love to go back home to my woman, but I like to, stick my wine other places and other women. It gives them a sense of validation, like they're highly, it's like on the outside you think they're really confident, but really they're very, like, immature, insecure. They may have the looks, they may have the charisma, the power. This person may be held in high regard in their community too. With this Four of Wands, I get that people may look up to them. They could be well known in the community. They could also be sleeping with more than one woman in your neighborhood. I feel like they sleep around with women in the neighborhood because they're more convenient, y'all. I do feel like they love, I'm getting neighborhood pussy. I don't know where that came from, but like pussy in the neighborhood. They could go drive up the street, next thing you know, they knocking on a chick named Keisha door or something like that. Like, hey baby, what's up? Could I slide through or whatever? And they, basically he, smashing her. You know what I'm saying? Smash, got that got that you know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna say they up there, then, smashed her out, got that pussy and gone to somebody else. They made that this motherfucker like Applebee's. It's good in the neighborhood. That's all I'ma say. Mm-mm-mm. It's a mess right here. But y'all, we got the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Y'all, paired with the Eight of Wands in reverse. This whole little situation is nothing anymore with you and this other person, because, to be honest, this person, you can't grow something on infertile soil, right? If the soil is basically dead, barren, no life in it, no nutrients, no nothing, you can't build a solid foundation or relationship when the land or the soil is dead, or it lacks, You know what I'm saying? Because they're not pouring into you how you were pouring into them, and that creates an imbalance. But also, yeah, like an imbalanced energy. But what else I was about to say was this person, they gave very little, and I believe they did that on purpose because you weren't maybe the priority anyway the whole time. They put on a good act like they wanted more, but they really didn't. That's why they did bare minimum. The seeds were planted, but the flowers never bloomed. That's what I'm getting. Or the vegetables never, the crops never grew from the soil or something. Or if they were there, if the crops were developing or growing, they perish very quickly. We got the hang one, or I mean the hangman in reverse. Look at this. Why does it look like a magician, right? This look like a magician, but this the hangman. Check this out. This is the card in upright. This is the card in reverse. The hangman. Um, okay. I feel like this could be you cutting the cord from being with them because you no longer choose to sacrifice yourself to keep being with this individual who does not pour into you equally. So I'm getting that you and this particular person are not equally yoked spiritually. It's a strong possibility. I feel like this person could have held you back from growing as much during your spiritual journey, and you had to let them go. And at one point you noticed this, and that's why you're no longer with that person. Excuse me. The Empress. Now, I kept picking up about somebody possibly being pregnant. There's a strong possibility that you could find out that you're pregnant, or this other person they're dealing with is pregnant, or this could just be the energy that you're sitting in. You're looking amazing, you're being highly creative, you're abundant, you may be attracting a lot of abundance and beauty, and you could be living in a very beautiful home or something where you are just like so doing so well, like you're thriving, you're glowing. But it's something going on here. I don't know if you're gonna, the news that made you totally feel extremely devastated and it's so hard to get over this situation could be that you found out they had gotten someone else pregnant, and that could have hurt you to your core. We have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah. I feel like either you got tired of working on this connection or and got bored, or that person felt the same way about you. They didn't want to, like I kept saying, they didn't want to work on putting in the effort to make the relationship of substance to be something of substance. It was not a priority, and I feel like they feel like there's no point of even keeping, I'm sorry, there's no point of trying to keep putting into work into something that maybe they didn't see growing. Maybe they thought that y'all weren't compatible enough or something. But at one point with this Four of Wands, they could have thought y'all was like soulmates or twin flames, possibly, or something like that. But I feel like it's them laziness on their behalf. Like they don't like putting in a lot of effort in relationships that could be of value because that's too much hard work. And plus, they don't have the emotional maturity to do that. So they just chose to be lazy and not even try really to do their best in building a solid connection. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles. This is, again, I'm picking up marriage vibes, like some type of legacy, family, wealth, or something of that nature. Like some, y'all could be married to this person, but things just not working out. Or you could also have found out that you know what else I'm getting, y'all? If y'all were just in a relationship with this person, you could find out that this person is now either engaged in a stable relationship or about to be married or getting married to someone else or is already married to someone else, and they could be expecting a baby on the way. Next, we got Page of Cups. Yeah, I'm definitely getting this little pregnancy energy, like a little like a youthful spirit type of energy. So this could also be indicating that either y'all okay, because this is starting to become kind of crazy. I feel like they may want to apologize to you if they do feel apologetic towards you, or they, because of the fact that y'all are married and y'all have that type of so-called not foundation. I would say foundation, but y'all have that type of connection with each other that is on another level because of the fact that y'all are contractually binded to each other as well, and that's a big deal. um but I feel like this person, you know what I'm really getting, that it's a possibility that they could have dealt with someone younger than you, possibly was fantasizing or something about getting with somebody that they were crushing on while they claimed that they was with you, married to you, and y'all could have already had a family and all this stuff together. I'm getting something about abundance. Like you could have been like this, you could have been more financially stable, or your family could be kind of like will to do or something like that, or you have abundance in your family that you've accumulated over the year, like it's generational wealth, or you had some type of inheritance, or you could have inherited some type of property. And I'm thinking with that Four of Wands too, and that's why they were so attracted to you. I'm just going to be honest, but I do feel like while they were supposedly married or supposed to be in a stable connection and having all this like stability and abundance, allegedly, they could have been all flirting with somebody else who they had a crush on. Six of Swords, Justice in reverse, yep, Strength, and what's this? The Five of Wands in reverse. So, this is talk about moving on to calmer waters. Wait a minute. I need another card. Uh, the Knight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, I don't think they thought this out through thoroughly at all. It's like they had moved on to calmer waters, but they didn't realize that they weren't being fair with their actions, and it really hurt you. You were treated unfairly, and they didn't want to take accountability in the situation. You had to hold on to your strength very deeply. You had to uh, be very brave and courageous in the situation, strong, but that took a toll on you. And we have the Five of Wands in reverse. I felt like you got tired of arguing with this person, fighting with this person, disagreeing with this person, and you are more like a calm and peaceful individual, and you wanted to transition away from them as smoothly as possible because you found out the injustice that you experienced by dealing with them. That this is something that they did, and they had like an arrogant, smug attitude about it. Um, I feel like when they dealt with this person, they did this off of their emotions, like this little immature, like I feel like it was like puppy love or something. Like they had this little immature way of moving towards this person because I feel like they thought they weren't much of a challenge. It was harder trying to build something solid with you versus moving on to this person because they didn't ask for much. And they thought this person could have been a better option or better choice because they didn't ask for much. We have the world in reverse. I do feel like maybe they feel like things are fully over between you two. I feel like there's a lot of confusion. Or you may feel like things aren't completely over yet. Like maybe you want to give them another chance if you are at that stage or you was considering that. But then you got the Nine of Swords reversed. But I think this is really had really taken a toll on you mentally, and you need to heal. You need to heal your wounds emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Um, we had the Six of Pentacles. This is like giving and receiving, right? So I feel like, hold up, with the Eight of Cups in reverse, and last but not least, we got the Seven of Wands in reverse. So, in the strangest way, and you know what, this is starting to get confusing. In the strangest way, I feel like you got tired of defending yourself when it came to some people asking you like whether if you should well people when people would ask you, are you going to stay or are you going to leave this person? I feel like this person could still be holding on to you emotionally, even though they may not be around physically per se. But I do think sometimes they tamper with your emotions, and you could still be kind of emotionally attached to them, especially if you were married to a person. Sometimes that's hard to do, like to harder to break away from them. And if you have children and stuff, some people get really emotional and they start thinking about the old times and stuff like that. But I'm with the Six of Pentacles here. It's giving like reciprocity, giving and receiving, charity. You know what? I think this person don't want to fully let you go because you gave so much to them so freely. But I feel like while you gave to them so freely and it felt good to them because of your big heart and how generous and loving and nurturing and compassionate you are, they were giving this same energy to multiple people. And if you were to take them back, I feel like they would have still not fully walked away from all of these other options. And they would have became very defensive, very overly defensive here. And it would have pissed you off so bad that you would have just end up leaving anyway. Like you just wanted to give up dealing with them and just walk away. Wish that the whole situation was over. And I feel like they think this about themselves like, oops, I did it again. I did a horrible thing, a very bad thing. The Knight of Swords in reverse because they don't think logically. They go in situations, was it foot first and not head first, or however you say. They don't think things through when they do certain stuff. They just go in ass backwards. That's what I was thinking of. And then they wish they never got themselves in a situation they're forced to surrender because they knew they messed up so bad. I feel like they breadcrumbed you and a lot of other people, and it haunts them, and they having a hard time thinking about all the messed up stuff they done. But I still do think that they hold on to you emotionally as like you're their beacon of light. They feed off of your light sometimes. They don't want things to be completely over. Okay, I'm about to speed this up. Okay, what else? Holy Spirit. I'm just going to do a few cards from this deck. It's an oracle deck. Do about 3 cards. Here we go. We have thriving, purification, stand still. Hold up, let's just do another one. Voyage. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, since I landed on purification, y'all, that's crazy. I'm gonna just do that first. And on this card, it's showing the summer rain. That got me thinking of Carl Thomas's song "Summer Rain." Summer rain. Traditionally, rain symbolizes rebirth and washing one's sins away. Water is also associated with emotions, and the summer rain can represent the release of long held emotions that allows for a purification and inner healing. There is also a renewal aspect of rain. The old saying, April showers bring May flowers, means that what follows the rain is a time of renewal and blossoming. The sacred landscape wants you to know it's difficult for new vibrant energy to enter your life. It is if it is clogged with old and outdated energy. Cleanse and purify your body and your physical space. This is a great time for a detox, clutter clearing, cleansing, and a space clearing. Release outdated energy to invite fresh, clear energy into your life. Eat lightly, don't take things personally. Realize resentment, guilt, and blame. I'm sorry, release resentment, guilt, and blame. Purify yourself, thought, word, and deed. Decluttering is modern day alchemy. If you don't if you don't love it or use it, let it go. This card can also represent abundance, as flowing water is a metaphor for prosperity, and summer is the time of expansion. Okay, next we're going to go to standstill. On this card is represented by the swamplands. A swamp is a low-lying area with woody plants, shrubs, and trees where water collects and saturates the ground. During rainy seasons, swamplands become overwhelmed with water. The edge of the swamp is often a quagmire of mud and silt, but an abundance of plants and swamp insects dwell there. Because of the sticky nature of the mud, it is often impossible to walk through swamplands. Even trying to maneuver with a boat can be difficult and treacherous because of dense vegetation. However, there is a great value in swamplands. They act as a natural flood control, as runoff can be temporarily stored in their basins. They keep the land around them from washing away. Lush vegetation provides a haven for nesting birds and waterfowl, as well as habitat to mammals such as beavers. Freshwater swamps near the Tigris and the Euphrates rivers in the Middle East are part of the Fertile Crescent and contributed to the fertility of the land for the earliest humans. The sacred landscape wants you to know if it feels that some areas of your life have slowed down or even come to a standstill, you are right. Sometimes is something is not progressing. Even if some hold up, even if it seems that things are flowing, look behind the surface. Perhaps something is immovable. The first step to becoming unstuck is to acknowledge where you are. The soul loves the truth. In life, you can either say there are no weeds, or you can notice the weeds and begin pulling them out. Notice what isn't working in your life and then take slow, steady steps to unblock the barriers. In nature, when one is being sucked into mud, the worst thing to do is struggle. The best thing to do is slowly and carefully, one step at a time, extricate yourself. Okay, next we have thriving, sorry, and it's showing the African savannah. In the African savannah lives the tree of life, the baobab tree, or baobab. I think it's baobab tree. This is a prehistoric species that predates humans. It is over 200 million years old. It has adapted, survived, and thrived in a harsh environment where so many other species have gone extinct. The baobab can live up to 5,000 years and reach almost 100 feet tall. It is a succulent, which means that in the rainy season, it absorbs and stores water in its enormous trunk. We was just talking about that purification. This water helps it produce a nutrient dense fruit in the dry season when the land is parched and arid. These remarkable plants provide shelter, food, and water for both animals and humans. It is one of the only plants in the world that doesn't drop its fruit where it will spoil. It stays on a branch where it dries out. When picked, the fruit has a 3 year shelf life. Wow. The sacred landscape wants you to know if you draw this card, you are a survivor. And not only do you survive, but you see situations that others might find challenging to thrive. You expand when others shrink. This may be the time to adapt to your circumstances rather than be overcome by them. You have a remarkable ability to step beyond any challenge. You are strong. Others may find shelter in your energy, and right now that's okay. Through giving to others, you are in turn nourished. This card may be urging you to step into the primordial, powerful, wild part of yourself. That Six of Pentacles did come out, y'all. It sure did. That's given to others. Yeah. This card may be urging you to step into the the primal, primordial, powerful, wild part of yourself. Sorry, I just read that. Doing this will increase your vitality and contribute to your overall well being. Now, we have Voyage. This is the last one, y'all. Last one. Set it right here. Okay, on this card, it depicts the humpback whale. Humpback whales make the longest journey of any mammal. They travel 14,000 miles, 22,000 kilometers or kilometers every year. They spend the summer months near polar regions, and in the winter, they journey toward the equator to tropical waters. Among some native tribes, whales are considered to be protectors of travelers and journeyers, as well as guardians of the sea. This card indicates that no matter what your journey is and where it takes you, you have protectors at your side. Yeah, you're definitely being spiritually protected. That's true. And you'll notice that the moon appears on both of these cards too. Y'all see that? The sacred landscape wants you to know, get ready. You are about to embark on a journey. It might be an inner sojourn or an outer voyage to a distant land. It might be a project or idea that is coming to life, but most certainly you are an intrepid traveler sallying forth into the unknown. Where do you want to go? What have you always wanted to do or be? This is the time to make it happen. Get prepared, have a clear vision of what you want to experience, but also be prepared for the unexpected. That is part of the exhilaration of being a traveler. Remember to enjoy the journey as much as reaching a destination. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, y'all. This is the reading for the year 2026, what's in store. Of course, I want to say this is the reading for January 2026, y'all. I'm not going to say the whole year because energy is fluid and it is bound to change. So thank you so much. But I yeah, correction. This is the energy for uh January 2026. I want to clear that up. Okay. Thanks. Love y'all. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay calm, stay at peace, in peace.